Welcome to LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication, the podcast that celebrates the incredible individuals who have shaped the heart and soul of the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership.
Each episode, we'll dive deep into the stories of those who have devoted their careers to making a difference, not just in our organization, but in the lives of the people we serve every day.
We'll uncover their journeys, explore the moments that inspired them, and highlight the lasting impact of their commitment to LCAP's mission.
So whether you're here to learn, be inspired, or simply celebrate the amazing people who make LCAP what it is, thank you for joining us.
This is LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication.
Let's get started with today's guest. Hello. Welcome to another episode of LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication.
Today we have Kisha from our Axe Transportation on. We are so happy to have you here. Thank you for coming into the studio to talk about your journey.
Thank you
You're
for having
welcome.
me, ladies.
Thank you.
And Kisha, you are coming up on your 25th anniversary with Axe. So we wanted to start with just the beginning. How did you get involved with Axe?
Well, I was a manager at Burger King, a single mother with 2 kids. They put me on all midnights. I locked up the building, threw the keys in the safe, and walked off my job. I knew people that worked here. I came in for a job, and I got hired. So I've been here ever since.
And talk to us about that journey. Obviously, 25 years is a long time. So tell us what has been changing for you throughout the years.
A lot. It's different growing up with this company. It's different coming into this building because we originally was in this building. None of it looked like this at all. So it's a big difference. Everything's different. Our clients are different. Our older clients are dying, and we get younger clients. So it's just a big transition. And I grew up with a lot of these clients, and it's sad when you lose them and they die.
Yes, it is. And you know what, too? We here at the main office, we get a lot of the Axe calls, and I must say that your name comes up quite a lot, that you are one of the best drivers, and you're so close to all your passengers, and they love riding with you. So I wanted to share that with you because I've heard it a dozen of times.
Yeah. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the ones that are hungry. I feel sorry for the ones that can't get out. When COVID came, that was a tough one. All the little kids got to have food taken home, all the kids. So nobody was doing anything for the adults. Nobody was doing anything for the elderly. I suggested it. And what did we do? We served, I don't even remember how many people we served through COVID. We did that for 2 years.
Yes, and then some parts a little over, too.
Yes,
yeah.
And then we did the veterans. We did for the children. We did it for the elderly. Oh, God. The boxes. No wonder my shoulders are bad. Boxes. I used to have all the high rises. Could you imagine doing all the high rises in here? I did like all 3 of them on one day. I have a CDL bus, which is the bigger bus. My whole back end was full of boxes and bags and everything else. And I had a helper all the time, but it was still heavy. It was hard. But that made my day because you got to see the elderly space, how happy they were. And that put a smile on my face. It made me feel good that nobody forgot about these guys. Mm-hmm. So
That's wonderful.
yes.
Yeah, especially when you're older. I mean, it was scary during COVID to go out, and you didn't really know what was going on or what was going to happen. So thinking of something like that, and speaking of, the elderly, thinking of them to be able to do something like that's very special.
And imagine we were the only people they talked to.
Yes.
For that whole time because nobody wanted to go out.
Mm-hmm. Nobody was visiting.
Nobody. It was scary.
Yeah.
So, Kisha, what would you say the most challenging part of your job is?
Dealing with clients that think our jobs are easy, the disrespect that they show some of us, and road rage on the road. How many people cut in front of us? Because like I tell, when we get new drivers in and I train them, I said, listen, you have to understand we are a walking billboard. And everybody sees, we'll cut them off or they, but we have to understand, we have to watch them. And everybody says, well, aren't you scared to drive? Sometimes I am. Mm-hmm. How many times people cut in front of you, or how many times, and even in your regular cars, how many times these guys get cut off? Imagine us in the bus.
With other people you're taking care of.
Exactly. And it's harder for us to stop than what everybody thinks because we're a bigger bus. I almost got T-boned one day coming through town, and I had the green light and this client on a wheelchair, and I was like, oh my God, I had to slam on the brakes, and I just missed him probably less than an inch. I missed him because he flew a red light, and I happened to see him, and I slammed on the brakes, and I was like, oh my God. And my first response was, I didn't care about how I felt. I wanted to make sure my client was safe. Being in a wheelchair in the back of the bus, that had to be scary because I slammed on the brakes. But she was fine and nothing happened, thank God. But that's what I'm saying. It's the stuff that we have to do, and the people that don't think it's easy for us to stop, and it's not.
No, like you said, I mean, it's harder to stop a bigger vehicle versus just your own personal car. And the amount of people that text and drive, I mean, even if you're at a red light and look over, they're taking off and they're still on their phone. It's scary.
And the ones that want to arrest us do the same thing.
So challenging times that you have on the road. So what keeps you passionate?
Our clients. I can't say nothing else. And my children. I do autistic kids and I do regular kids. That sounds rude. But I do. I take them. I do George Washington. I used to do George Washington in Lockley. And I only do George Washington in New Wilmington. And my little girl in New Wilmington, I just love her to death. I love them all to death. They're like my children. But this one here, I looked at her. She gets on my bus. I'm hungry. I said, girl, you're going to kill me. I said, I can't. I'm hungry. I said, you sound like one of my grandkids. She goes, I am your grandkid. I was like, oh, my God. I just felt so bad.
I know.
So
Sweet.
That's so sweet.
And they enjoy it just as much as you do, too.
They do.
They do.
They
They
do.
love that.
Yeah, she gets a breakfast bar and a bag of chips or something else. And then when I train and I'm sitting on there with them, the kids just love when I sit by. She gets in my wallet. She goes through everything. I said, you really act like one of my grandchildren. Like, it's so comical because it's so cute because that's what she does to me every time. So I can't have nothing because she goes through everything I have.
And throughout your time working at Axe, what would you say has been your most proud moment that you reflect on over the 25 years?
My one that always hurt, it's a sad story, but this is my proudest moment because this gentleman, and he used to work at the high school in Newcastle, Mr. Murdoch. God rest his soul. You haven't?
I don't think I know him.
He was always up in Newcastle in the basketball and everything. He used to go to get the city bus and go to Grove City, and we would pick him up and take him home. So the day I took him home, I went into Mr. Pizza's and I asked about him. He goes, listen, I need you to watch him because he's doing chest pains. I said, okay. And I picked him up. We took him home. I had 2 dialysis patients on me. I walked him to the door, and he goes, I don't feel good. And nobody's answering his door. And I saw him pounding on the door and everything. So we walked to the side of the door, came back, and he collapsed in my arms. And thank God that I had my 2 dialysis patients on with me, and I'm screaming, I need help, I need help. So they came off the bus and helped me. I had to call the office to call 911, and we literally watched him until they came. And God rest his soul, that's all I got to say. And that was it sticks into me, and it happened right before Thanksgiving. And that was the hardest because I used to haul them all the time. So when you haul people every day, all the time, dialysis are especially the biggest ones because they're the ones that always die on us, not taking care of themselves. To be with somebody on their last moment, that was the most important part of this whole job, is actually make sure he wasn't alone. And I had one of the clients pray over him. So that was even nicer and better because we know everything went good. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a sweet story. And I can imagine, throughout your 25 years, there have been many people you've been able to be, make connections with. And that transition is kind of hard, saying goodbye and not seeing them on the bus anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, they become your friends.
Yeah.
You're
They
with them
do.
every day.
All the time.
Yeah.
All
Share
the time.
stories.
Share stories.
Especially the elderly, because they don't have many people
Nope.
to talk to. So you guys are like the front faces, and they get to see you and interact with you. And you guys keep them going, probably, if I had to guess.
We do.
Yeah. And Jackie brings that up all the time, too. She always mentions that, if you haven't heard from somebody or if somebody's not coming to the door or calling in, you all are the first ones to be able to find out what's going on. Did somebody fall? Did somebody end up in the nursing home? making that connection with the family.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I did that too. It was especially our dialysis. 3 days a week they go. I'm on the phone with Vanessa and I said, listen, this lady's always out waiting on us. She's not out. She's not answering the door. The mail's here. The dog's not barking. Something's wrong. She says, well, go look in the windows. I said, do I have your permission? Because I don't want to look like a peeping Tom. And I swear to God, that's what I thought I was, a peeping Tom. I'm not joking. And I'm going through her windows and I said, I can't see nothing. Oh my God, I don't know where she's at. And I went through the whole house all the way around. I said, the TV's on, but she's not here. So she had to call the family members and the police. The family refused to do a well check. So they came in and she was laying on the floor in there. So if it was, she was still alive, but thank God we got her there because how long was she been staying in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you wanted to check in on her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not just our clients; they're more like it's a family thing. We always make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah, when I was over at Mercer Street, there was quite a few times that I'd hear one of the customer service reps talking about, hey, like we haven't heard from so-and-so in a while. Can somebody call and check in on them?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. So it's a lot. We do a lot. More than what people think we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kisha, how do you stay patient during like some tough traffic, detours, bad weather?
Just put a smile on your face and you wait till you're alone. And then you just, God, if they pull our tapes, you just
Let it all
let
out.
it all out. Let it all out. Cuss them out and everything else and scream. But nobody else is on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to do. Just put a smile on your face and just keep on going.
Yep. And that's what I say about everything. Keep on going and have that smile on your face. Just day to day in life. That's all we can do.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you can do.
So do you go through like yearly trainings, quarterly trainings to keep up with?
It just depends. I mean, we do a yearly family dinner, and we go through everything that's changing, everything that's going on. We were supposed to have a training today, but our trainer got sick. So if something happens and we need to retrain, they retrain. I'm a trainer when new drivers come on, so I train everybody, and then there's another driver too, but we train. But like other stuff like that, that's what our trainer does. Most of us don't have to do them, but we do have trainings. I don't even know what this new training was on.
Like, do you do CPR and first aid or anything? No.
They won't let us do that because
Okay.
it'd be too much for us to do. So our thing is to call 911 and they come to us.
They come to you. Well, you all at ACTS have a great leader, Vanessa, and I know she thinks so highly of you all, and she's always there for you guys, and you're a great team up there. So I wanted to mention that too. I tell her all the time too when I see her, and that's just something that brings, the dedication out that you do on a daily basis, to our community. Having somebody like that.
Listen, I could back off. I could go on behind you on that one. Vanessa is a great leader. When I first started, she was intake. Like she was the supervisor over our intake. And then she left. But she was still doing work for us, but like behind the scenes. So we had a little glitch. So they got her back. And let me tell you something. She is one awesome boss. And everybody just don't understand how awesome and why we all are so dedicated to her. It's because she don't treat us like we're different people. She treats us all equal and that we're all doing the same job. There's no, because you've been here 25 years, you're better than the one that's been here 6, No, we're all equal across the board. She respects us and we respect her. And that's what you need. Because if you don't have that respect, then you don't have a good leader.
Mm-mm.
And she is the greatest leader we have. So I'm so proud that you said that. And I'm so proud of her. And I'm glad that she did come back and make us who we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
we're a
that's why.
group. And being part of the union too, I always push that we're supposed to be family. So we're all supposed to be together. We shouldn't be bickering or fighting amongst ourselves. We're all one. And that's how it is. And that's how I push that as a unit, excuse me, because we're all supposed to be one. We're all supposed to be brothers and sisters. And that's what makes it easier for her because she knows that we're all dedicated. And we do have some good drivers, some really good drivers.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, over the 25 years, we have a lot of good drivers. I do have to admit that.
What advice would you give to people that are looking to become a transit driver?
Oh, well, it's not an easy job like everybody thinks. We just don't drive. They have to be very mature, very understanding, very patient, and they have to help a lot. They have to care. If you don't care, then don't come. Seriously. You have to make sure your clients are okay. They get in the door, especially our elderly. As you see, elderly is my favorite word on here because those are the most important ones. Because those are the ones you have to make sure that they don't fall, that they don't trip, or anything. And a lot of them is so sad is because the way you see them, especially when they're living down in their little homes and everything, and there's nobody around, who's there for them? And that's it. Like, you got to have that patience, care, understanding, and respect for your elderly.
I've seen a lot of feedback given to ACTS saying that without ACTS, like there's some people that wouldn't be able to get to their doctor's appointments or the grocery store or to visit family or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're more like everybody says, it irks my nerves because they say we're the slow bus. Why? I don't want to be on there. It's for the elderly. No, it's for everybody. It's just not. We have kids from newborn all the way up to, I think our oldest client was like 100.
Yeah, Jackie always
102,
says,
102.
yeah. From
So
3
there's-
days
yeah,
to
yeah.
103.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do go to Pittsburgh, so they get their Pittsburgh trips. We go to Butler. We go to Hermitage. So we're all over in Lawrence County, so it gives them time to go anywhere they want to go. It was nice because I did one trip, and I took a lady into Butler to meet somebody else so she'd go shopping.
Aw.
So it's nice to do that because they get to get out, like you said, they get to get out of Newcastle and do what they love to do.
Mm-hmm. And then go to the senior center at Challenges.
Yes.
Those buses are
Yes.
there all
All the
day,
time.
and the members there love going, and they
Yes.
don't want to miss a day.
They
And if it wasn't for you guys at ACTS, then how would they get there?
Exactly. See,
Yeah.
they love it.
Yeah.
And obviously, you spend a lot of time in your bus. So at first I didn't know that ACTS had the ability that every driver has their own individual bus. So I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite thing about your bus? Is there something that you've done decoration wise, or how do you like to handle your bus when you're in it? Because you
Well-
spend a lot of time in your bus.
My bus is my second home.
Yes.
And that's what I say first home. I'm the first one out. So that's my bus is my home. I decorated. I was the first one to decorate the windows. I've been slacking. I have pictures that some of the kids draw for me. I have hearts, the little, I forget what they're called, but I have them hanging up. They were given to me. So whatever's given to me, it stays on the bus and it's usually displayed. My window, like I said, my windows are always, and we have fun. I have the kids. We play the music. It's like home. We party on the bus. Everybody say, all the kids says, yeah, all the kids said it's a party bus.
Yeah.
Especially my George Washington kids and New Wilmington. If they're good, they get a special treat. Let's see, we get Dunkin' Donuts or Maze Donuts, or candy. But they're spoiled, so it's just like having all these children on my bus, my party bus.
Yeah, just like you said, just like your grandkids, like on your bus.
Yes.
They've become that.
And actually, my grandkid is on my bus for George Washington.
And then let's talk about light up night.
Oh, God.
You are very dedicated to decorating.
Do you think so?
Yes, I know so.
Do you think so?
You take time out of your own personal time to get your bus ready and have displayed and
Light up night,
yes.
Veterans Night.
Yeah.
We do Veterans Parade too. Me and Chrissy, we decorate for Veterans Parade. It's real easy for our Veterans Parade, and we do decorate. And we get the group together, and we go down for Veterans Light up night. Ooh, that takes forever. First, we have to figure out a design, and then we got to figure out how we can put that design on one of our buses. And it's crazy. We did Candyland. Our bus was made up of Candyland. That was awesome.
Was that your favorite one that you guys have
Oh,
done?
yes. Listen, we've done so many over the years, and we've had from lights to completely decorated. Actually, this year was nice too. We had decorated the whole bus as a storefront, different storefronts through the whole, or all the way around, and it was really nice. But my Candyland was my favorite because we had the board piece, and it followed the whole bus all the way around. And we had like this section was the sugar candy and the lollipop land. And I don't even remember what it was all in Candyland. But oh my God, that took us a lot of time.
Yeah, couple at least a month prior.
Yeah, we start.
to
Everything
and,
starts.
and you do things after work hours, and it's a complete dedication.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yes,
you
it is.
guys are definitely dedicated over at Axe because we also have to mention how much you guys do for our recycling, how much you guys collect. So when it comes to competitions, the Axe department, they play no games over there.
They do not.
They,
No.
they are
You're
very serious.
in the lead for 3 years in a row now. So
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thank you. That's me.
They're just
Yeah.
going to get a whole garden of benches to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Axe transportation.
Don't say. Listen. Yes, that's what we're planning. And I don't want to sound like we're conceited or anything, but over the years, we've always been looked at as the at the bottom, like we were no good, because that's just how we feel as drivers. So when it comes to competition, oh heck yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
We
in
do.
it, and you
Reigning
all
champs.
do so great too.
Yeah.
I love it. Keep those pictures coming.
Do you like that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Mike's sick, so I probably won't be able to do it this week, but usually me and Mike, we and listen, let me tell how bad my competition is. I don't allow nobody else to take the plastic up to Giant Eagle.
I heard, yes. I said, "Are you guys ready for Brett and the guys to come and get the plastic?" And Donna was like, "No, we're taking our own." I said, "Okay, that's fine." But she
Yes.
does a great job. She'll send me your weight.
Yep.
Uh-huh. But yeah, she said, "We're taking it ourselves."
And you should know. You've seen me a couple times. Yeah. And I yell at people, plastic don't go in the trash. Go around the corner. And we have both boxes full already.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Tell her to weigh it and take some pictures this week.
I will.
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
If not. Or maybe not next week because I think, no, yeah, we have to. It's the end of the month.
Yeah. And that's fine if it comes a couple days after the month.
Yeah,
That's
because
fine.
Mike's on vacation. It's usually me and Mike that does it.
Okay.
He measures it. I write it down and I send it up and take the pictures. But we're all very, very competition.
And we love it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
For
we're
sure.
bad. I'm bad. I can't say we. I'm bad.
Well, one of the themes of our podcast is legacy. And I like to ask each guest if you could leave some type of legacy with the company or with the people that you've been in contact with throughout the years, what legacy are you hoping to leave once you're done here?
I hope they could follow my footsteps so I could be proud of them as because I'm so lost. See, now y'all gonna make me really think about this one.
Take your time.
Mm-hmm.
No. It would be to leave everything, to my next person in charge because I've done so much. 25 years. I'm the number one driver. I am the lead steward, the trainer, and yes, I got a whole bunch of titles.
That's good.
And the driver dispatcher.
And you should be proud of those too.
And I feel like I fulfill so much. And I want somebody else to have that same feeling that I have for this company, especially for Axe. I love LCCAP. They're great with us too. But Axe is my heart. And I would love to see somebody else to feel the same way I feel and do the same thing I have done for them as I've done for the last 25 years.
And you have given a lot to this company. So I'm sure those relationships that you've built throughout the years, they're going to come, full circle.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the personal round, and we're going to make our way to the next segment, which is our quick fire round. And how that works is we're going to ask you a series of questions, and you're just going to answer with whatever comes to your mind first. So Kim and Amber are going to ask you a few questions, and whoever wants to take it away can go ahead.
Alrighty. So, Kisha, what is your favorite vacation destination?
Jamaica?
Ooh, have you been to Jamaica?
No, that's on my bucket list.
Oh, okay.
And if you could go on a road trip in your own personal vehicle or in your Axe bus with any person, who would it be?
It would be Mikey.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
because me and him are best friends, and we've been friends forever. And I think we would have fun on a road trip.
Where would you go? Just anywhere?
I think anywhere. Maybe go, I don't know, probably anywhere.
Yeah, out west.
I was thinking out west too.
Yeah.
I like to see him on a horse.
Like the cowboy.
Oh, God.
He's coming on our show next month.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yep, next month.
He said, thanks, Keisha. I don't have to go do the podcast.
So I know you said Jamaica is on your bucket list. Do you have any other big things on your bucket list?
No,
No, just
No.
Jamaica's big
that's
one.
Jamaica's my biggest one. I feel like I fulfilled everything. I have children, grandchildren. I'm great. I got my life. So I'm set.
I love that.
You
Yes.
too. That was really special. Sweet.
Oh, you just don't know how much my grandkids mean to me.
I know
I wish
they
I
do.
could. I wish I could kick my kids away.
Yeah. That's what parents always say. You guys could go. We just want the babies and the kids. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, Kisha, are you a coffee person, tea person, morning person, night person?
Well, that's a hard one. I hate coffee. I love tea. Because of my job, I'm going to say I'm a morning person. But if I'm on vacation, you might as well kiss it goodbye because I'm up all night long. I'll sleep for like 2 hours and be right back up.
And you're usually up. What time do you get up for work? Because you're the first driver out.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because you're
goodness.
ready to go.
Mhm.
What, by 4
I have to be 3 days. I have to be on the road by 3:45. 2 days I have to be on the road by 4:15.
Yeah.
So this way I get up at 2:30 the latest.
Mm-hmm.
So I have enough time after I take a shower every morning, and I know I could sit in case or go to work and sit down and take a breath before I start my day.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to do on your days off?
Well, you figure I'm working, so a lot of things is spending time with my grandchildren. I have them every weekend, 2 out of the 5, and catch up on housework and watch TV.
Any particular show that's your favorite?
No, they're all no. They're like 911, Chicago's, all those crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. And we never get caught up with housework, it feels like.
No.
Never. No.
Yeah,
It
and I'm
just-
in the middle of trying to move too, so that's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yep.
think that's why I'm sick. I was burning the candle both ends,
Uh-huh.
and I
Working
was
too much.
I was working and then done working, then go home and pack. So
Mm-hmm.
What is your dream vehicle? If you could have any vehicle.
I don't know. Let me think. I don't really have a dream. I would go for a truck,
There you go.
probably a
Yeah.
pickup truck.
What color?
Blue. Blue is my color.
Mm-hmm.
See,
And if you won the lottery, what would be the first thing that you did?
make sure my grandchildren were fine. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not my kids, my grandkids. They get whatever they want.
Priorities. They're the important ones.
They are. Look, the kids already grown. Now my grandchildren need to get them whatever they want.
And it's just amazing to see, like, your kids are grown and that's them all over again. So it's something special.
Mm-hmm.
And you did mention that you like to have parties on your bus. So what is your favorite song to play when it's party time?
Whatever's on the radio,
Okay.
because we don't have no particular,
Right.
Because I don't like to put my phone on
Mm-hmm.
because some of my music cannot be played on the bus. So whatever's playing on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Last question. If you could just pick one word to describe your time with ACTS or with LCCAP, the company, the organization, what would it be?
Perfect.
I love that.
Kisha, that was so sweet. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're very passionate about the work you do.
I know. We could feel it the whole time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, but a lot of people don't think I am because I'm hard. I'm like real hard on the bus with some of our clients, but then they don't see the soft side.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they do see the soft side, they're like, "I always thought you were mean."
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I have to be mean because you're not going to break my rules.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
Right.
It's
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
from a place of love.
Yeah.
it is. It is.
And you can't have a chaotic bus because you got to take care of everybody on the bus
Exactly.
and around you driving.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Kisha, for joining us here on episode 17 and telling your story because a lot of people need to hear it,
Thank you.
So we appreciate you joining us here in the studio. And we also appreciate you guys for listening for another episode. And of course, we'll be back again next week with another special guest.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
See you then.
Later.